Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm Kristen Knapp, and I'm here with Barry Saugen of Barry Saugen Inspections. We're going to talk all about home inspections and why it's such an important part of the process, and you shouldn't overlook it. And thank you so much for being here, Barry.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so let's kind of start at the beginning. I know that you have a great background in real estate. How did you get into the inspections world?
I actually got my license as an agent in '96, and I had a family member that got in the inspection business. I liked it a lot, and having the construction background that I have, I leaned into that for quite a while and really enjoyed it.
What was your construction background before?
So I was actually, between my uncle and my father, I built freeways, building pads, and then when that was slow because of rain or something, I would work with my uncle doing remodeling.
Wow, that's really cool. What was the hardest part about that job?
Working with my dad.
Yeah.
My dad's a nice guy, but he always said, I'm going to make the example out of you because I think you're getting favored. So when somebody else made a mistake, I still got a little bit of gruff about it.
Well, you have to, yes.
Yes.
And now it's kind of full circle because now you're working with your son, correct?
Exactly. Yeah, it's fun. He's doing a great job. I'm actually real proud of him. He's been doing this almost 5 years, working as an assistant into inspections, and the clients are giving great reviews. I'm very proud of him.
That's awesome. I mean, it's great that he naturally wanted to get into the business.
Yeah, it's really helpful. I'm a proud dad, I guess, but yeah, he's definitely doing a good job, and he's definitely the future.
Awesome. So talk about kind of when you started this home inspection business and what that looked like.
So I started the home inspection in 1999. We've done over 25,000 inspections. It was this new thing. Not a lot of people knew about it. It was still a bit of the wild, wild west. It was very interesting in the beginning stages when it came, especially to California. Started doing the inspections, and I got the bug when I saw the very first few inspections. I had a new buyer, and I saw the light go on in their head when I was showing them something that was going on, and it helped them with their home. And it's sort of a bit of a teaching, but also educating, helping. And later on, I learned that it's also can save lives. I've had some circumstances that were pretty scary, like a gas flue that's leaking in a crawl space, and the families that wondering why they're getting sick, and you happen to be the one to find it and take care of it. So the business has many rewards besides being in the business. It's just helping people. It's just huge. And it makes you feel so good. And it's like, you touch somebody else's life in a better way.
Yeah. And I mean, that's such an interesting point. I don't know that I would have thought of that, where you really are saving people's lives in some circumstances.
There are some times like that. I've had pretty bad situations. We had a house that caught fire in the middle of an inspection before. I've had crazy stuff where during the bank foreclosure times when it was real crazy, I've had people trying to steal the copper out of the house as I'm doing an inspection. I mean, the business is bizarre, but it's very rewarding.
Yeah. So I lived in an apartment where I was basically being just inundated with mold. I had really bad mold poisoning. So I understand the importance of these inspections, and, the person who found it, I was just so grateful.
Yeah, it definitely has.
Dying. I don't know what's happening. I don't know why I'm feeling so sick.
Yeah. And it's sometimes very hard to find, getting the right guy also that has the background or can say, hey, this is looking this direction. You need to head that way to get better information. That is invaluable.
Yeah.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
What's one of the craziest things you found in a home inspection?
Craziest one I had, it's a little bit of a safety call, but it was very bizarre. I was doing an inspection one time, and the homeowner, the seller, happened to do his own electrical. And as I opened the electrical panel, not being able to tell behind it, it's one of those you can't see, you can't know. Well, he had taped the large 240 lines, electrical lines to each other in the connection in the box, but when you opened it up, it was loose, and it actually lit up the box, hit me with electricity, and I fell back into the realtor behind me. So
Wow.
it's definitely some crazy stuff you see. There's a lot of safety things that people don't think about.
Yeah.
But the other side of it is, it's a funny story, is I had during the downturn, like 08, 09 time, I had a guy come up to me and say, all I want is this house. I know it's in bad shape. I just want you to find me one good board so I can make a remodel versus getting a complete rebuild for the house, because he was going to do a major overhaul. As I'm talking to him, I just leaned in a little bit on the wall, and I actually fell in about this far into the wall. It's that bad. So you see some crazy stuff.
Wow.
It's an adventure. It's fun. Your mold story, I've actually walked away from a few inspections because I've opened doors and it looks like string just coming down a mold. So you see all kinds of fun stuff. And there's the great things when you see the happy family and they call you later on and they're moving somewhere else. And they've taken care of a few problems that were health issues, and we help them understand what's going on. Or even when we do our maintenance inspections for some of our clients, it helps them save money. It's just a rewarding thing. I mean, yes, you make a living. Yes, it's a nice living, but there's a lot of reward.
Yeah. And how, when you walk into these houses and you're not really sure what to expect, and some of these times you might get injured or, electrocuted, how do you protect yourself?
So I like to say it's a lot of common sense. There are people that have actually passed away doing this job, unfortunately. We've had somebody a couple years ago fall off a roof in another state, and he got hurt on the way down and didn't make it. Another guy did not use the selfie sticks, and they got too close to the power lines overhead and he didn't make it. These are things I've heard through our association, which is great for teaching us. And that's one of the things that inspectors really should do, is follow up with their education, keeping themselves safe, learning anything from ladder safety to common sense safety. There's so much out there.
Yeah. And is there a big training process? Because you have many employees working for you. How do you kind of train people? We have just the family business, but in the industry, there's a lot of people from one-man shops to multi-inspection firms. They definitely have to keep up with their education. You have to do so many hours every year. I also do what's mentoring for other companies. A couple guys down south. I talk to them quite a bit, help them out with their inspection business. It's definitely a lot of ongoing training, learning, adapting. One of the things I love to say with the is going back a few years when COVID first hit. It didn't take them long to get the information, get something together to teach us how to handle it so we could properly inspect. And that was nationally, and then they went to the state level. They did a wonderful job. Wow. And so the education is always important, even on something that just pops up, and common sense. That plays a lot into it. And that's really where you have to look at it, just that and experience. Yeah.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
When you said that, when you first started out with this in the 90s, it was the wild, wild west. Do you mean like the inspections were very loose, or
So when I first saw my first home inspection, there was really no industries. There was none of the big associations. And the guy I'd seen offered an inspection report, I think I'm just going to say $150. It was pretty cheap back then. He was doing 10 a day, and he literally had one piece of paper he wrote a few notes on, and that was your inspection. So there was no standards. It was wild, wild west. Then when I got in, they just started establishing that, and it got a lot better. So
Yeah.
that's when I felt it was okay. But there was still a lot of interesting things. Like, honestly, in a report format, inspectors can't say the word mold because
Yeah.
that takes a lab to diagnose, because cheese is mold. It's not going to hurt you. But you have to see something, identify, and say, hey, we need to get these right people involved to make sure that, for, like in your case, hey, you should get a mold inspection. This is what we see. This is why we're recommending it. This is your next step. That's the important part. And then you get that, and it gets confirmed in the lab, and it helps you even better out.
Yeah.
Make a decision
absolutely.
what you need to do. Yeah.
And I actually noticed that when I was going through it, that mold is a very, like, I don't know, people dance around it and there's different ways to inspect it. And yeah, it was interesting to kind of live through that.
Well, a funny note, the whole reason I call it the Wild Wild West is when it was becoming an issue, I consulted with an attorney who's well known in the industry. And his basic comment was, if you're not certified, licensed, educated, and you got everything taken care of, don't say the word mold. Say water damage, some type of environmental something, and refer it to them, because back then it was, like I said, it was Wild Wild West. He goes, in the courts, you could be perfectly right and still lose on that subject. So you have to say, hey, we noticed something. We're not the expert. We recommend you go see this guy or this type of person.
Yeah, that's so interesting. So, as people are buying new properties and needing home inspections, what's a misconception or something you wish more people knew?
The biggest thing I've noticed in the last year is sometimes people will come up and say, and of course everybody's worried about money because the economy is a little different now. But I've had somebody say, well, you're only there for an hour and a half, 2 hours. And that's like, well, yeah, we are only there for an hour and a half, 2 hours. However, you're bringing the experience, the knowledge, and things like that. And one of the other things I've noticed in California, I can't speak for the rest of the states, there's no no insurance required. There are home inspectors out here doing inspections without insurance.
Wow.
And they're doing low cost stuff. They're like, oh, this guy's $300 cheaper than you. Check his insurance. As we all know, insurance is crazy and expensive, but if they don't have it, they can charge less. And when there's a problem, they disappear.
Right. And I mean, you just talked about how much risk is involved showing up to these houses. So even if you're just there for a couple hours, you're really risking yourself and your safety.
There's a lot of risk. I mean, one of the ones that most people don't think about, it's a simple one, is when you're crawling around under the house and there's that one nail you don't see and you cut your head. And if you aren't up on your tetanus, it's a small thing, but you got to go to a tetanus shot. I mean, I've had dogs attack me. I've had people attack. We did an inspection one time. The agents never told anybody we were coming. The tenant happened to be an off-duty officer who was his sleep time, and he came out with a gun and pointed at you. So, one of the things I always tell everybody, don't go in wearing a shirt that's not identifiable.
Right.
And have a card with you. And, and I always walk in the house. This is great for any inspector out there. I always walk in the house. I'm a loudmouth. And I'm not going to say it really loud for the show here, but I'm screaming, real estate inspector. I don't want a surprise.
Right.
It's not what I want to deal with.
You've learned the hard way on that one. Everyone be nice to your real estate or your inspectors.
Yeah, you hope so. And it's, we're not the bad guys. We're just showing you what we see. And, but we always get to deliver the bad message. So they always get mad at us.
You're the messenger. Do a lot of people kind of ignore some of your, suggestions?
Yeah. There's a lot of things like electrical panels that'll be recalled or not there. People won't update them and they have a fire risk, and you go back 5 years later because the house is now selling to hire you, and you look at, hey, this is the same panel. Nothing's changed. Glad the house didn't burn down, but it's still a concern.
Wow. So what do people what are things that people overlook that are actually a big deal, like that you keep seeing?
The biggest one that's very economical, I see a lot of people just overlook smoke detectors and carbon monoxide. Like from the garage door, it leads from the garage into the house. They don't adjust them right. So there's a little bit of gap, which can lead to, in a bad situation of a fire, which in the United States, more fires start in the garage than anywhere else in general.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
That allows that smoke and that fire to get in much quicker. That door and the firewall is designed to buy time to get the human out. And sometimes seconds mean life and death.
Absolutely. And I hear, not directly related to that, but just things that people, should keep up. I hear roofs are really important to keep up.
Roofs are, they're an expensive thing. Nobody does anything until they have to on a roof. And you can spend, in my area, it's not uncommon to spend $25,000, $30,000 on a 2,000 square foot home to get a roof done. And it's very expensive, but the little maintenance items of keeping it clean, keeping the gutters taken care of so you don't have roof rot or eave rot or any other damage in the area, keeping your flashings tightened up. Those things are small cost items that save you big money.
Yeah, right.
Definitely.
It's, you pay now or you pay later, essentially.
Yeah. Nickels today or dollars tomorrow.
Yeah, I like that. That's good. And what advice would you give to people who might not want to do an inspection because it's a new build?
On new builds, there's a few inspectors actually specialize in how bad it is on some of these homes. I just did one a few months ago that was rather interesting. The painters had to go up to do the finishing touches, and the guy got up on the roof while I'm there. So I saw what he's doing. I grabbed my camera right through the windows. I'm taking pictures. He's walking on the new tile roof, and he broke that I could tell like 19, 20 tiles that I could see. And he kept walking to do some paint touch up. They basically probably had to fix 25 to 50% of that roof just to get it sold at the end.
Wow.
And that was just literally a month and a half, 2 months ago.
Wow. Yeah. So you need inspections.
Well, and I always tell people new homes are wonderful for so many things, but the one thing you don't think about when you get a new home is what's the neighborhood going to actually develop into? What's the soil that house is sitting on? If it's a bad soil from, say, the old farmer's property and that was their diesel dump area, which I've had a personal friend go through this. They have to tear the whole house down, rebuild everything. It's a whole nightmare. And take out all the dirt. It's just a nightmare.
Wow. Yeah. There's so many little things that you have to think about when you're investing or buying. And you're also an investor as well, correct?
Yes. I've bought and flipped 22 homes in my life. Those are always fun. There's always a story. There's always a fun and a sad and a, oh my gosh, you open the wall and you're like, oh, I didn't see that one coming. Nobody can see in the walls. And it's just, you get a surprise.
I can see how both aspects, like the investor part of it helps your inspection part of it and vice versa, because you kind of know, as you're doing inspections, you probably know what people are really looking at and what it costs. And you obviously already know that to begin with, but you just know a more well-rounded view of it.
Yeah, it gives you a more well-rounded, never exactly, because there's always the hidden thing, but it's definitely a big value and a big help. Especially when you're buying the house yourself before you do the flip, you can go, okay, I don't care about that. That's a 10,000 problem. That over there is like 50,000. That's scary if you're doing some crazy damage or something on some of these decks.
Yeah. Wow. And then what's next for you? What's next for you in your businesses?
I'm enjoying some of the fruits of the labor. I'm going to be picking up another home here shortly to hopefully get that one flipped. And I'm also a grandpa, and I got a 15 and a 10-year-old, and I enjoy some of that, and grandkids, and I just love seeing them doing their things. And my wife and I have gone through some trials of life in the last few years, and we're thinking about maybe looking into a little travels, one of them like going to New York. That's one of our things we've never done. Want to go see the Statue of Liberty. I want to go see Firehouse One down there also by 9/11 and just pay my tributes and respect.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, definitely enjoying the fruits of the labor because you've been working very hard for a long time.
Yeah, you never think you're going to get there when then you start looking at it, you're like, wow, I'm here.
Yeah, exactly.
That's amazing. I didn't know that would happen.
That must be really gratifying, feeling to have.
It's definitely a reward, something that you look for. It's also sometimes you look back and you're like, wow, I'm here. So, yeah.
And maybe get those grandkids in the business too.
Well, see what they want. One of them's talking about being a mechanical engineer. I just saw him this last weekend, and he's talking about becoming a mechanical engineer. My granddaughter, she's still enjoying being 10 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. So, well, that's awesome. Well, please tell people where to find you and what areas you service.
So we basically are in Northern California, focusing on Sacramento region and the Bay Area through Modesto. You can always reach the main office number by phone or text, which is 408-348-2262. And basically, you can get either two of us out there to do the inspections. And if you're looking for on the real estate side, there is a different number because I keep the businesses separate and I will not inspect and do a real estate deal on the same property for integrity. But that is 916-529-7222.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I mean, this has been such an interesting podcast. I learned so much about your industry, and I'm sure a lot of people did as well.
I greatly appreciate your time, and thank you for the opportunity.
Awesome. Okay, well, everyone, please check out Barry, both of his businesses. Give him a call. The numbers are very valuable to have. So thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.